Fallout fans have wanted a new Fallout New Vegas game for a very long time. What was only supposed to be a spin-off to Fallout 3, which was made in around 12 months, ended up being one of the most successful and critically acclaimed Fallout games of all time. So much to the fact that the
So if you guys don't know, Fallout New Vegas, I guess, is possibly having either a like New Vegas 2, or I think it's most possibly a remaster for like how it was for what do you call it, Oblivion, but I'm not 100% certain if that's going to be the remake.
Fallout Season 2 will feature New Vegas. Now, this game wasn't created by Bethesda Game Studios. This game was actually created by Obsidian. Since then, Obsidian has been working on their own original IPs like Grounded, The Outer Worlds, and Avowed. But there have been rumblings and behind-the-scenes discussions over at Xbox Game Studios and Obsidian to somehow bring more Fallout games, specifically Fallout New Vegas, back to fans. And very recently, insider Jez Corden gave us an update. Responding to a tweet by Dexterto, Bethesda are reportedly working on a Fallout 3 remaster. The news comes after executive producer Todd Howard said the dev team would split between Fallout 76 and some other things. This Fallout 3 remaster will be in the same vein as the Oblivion 4 remaster came out in 2025. A fan did say this is bad for everyone except me and the other 5 Fallout 3 fans, Cope, New Vegas fans. And this is where insider Jez Corden came in and said, don't worry, New Vegas is coming too. And Jez Corden is a very
brother.
And yes, it seems that Bethesda are remastering some of their older games like Fallout 3, the same vein as Oblivion 4 Remastered, which was done by Virtuous Studios using Unreal Engine 5 as their new fresh coat of paint for that game. So expect Fallout 3 remake / remaster to look and feel very similar to Oblivion Remastered in terms that it is going to be the same game and it likely will contain a lot of the same bugs and feel that the original game had. However, it's going to have a very nice fresh coat of paint this time around, and this is going to be in the same vein as the New Vegas remaster, which means that it's going to be virtual.
Did we just see like clips of it?
Fallout 3 remaster and New Vegas remaster. Also, with the Fallout TV show, it could likely tease in season 2 some new things going on in the New Vegas sector, which could have been affected by our events from the Fallout New Vegas game, which does show now that Bethesda Game Studio is much more comfortable now with acknowledging the existence of New Vegas, since in the past it seemed like New Vegas was very much a bastard child for Bethesda Game Studios, as it was the best Fallout game, a lot of people had said. Todd Howard in a recent GQ interview also stated that Bethesda Game Studio is working on 76 and some other projects likely to do with Fallout, with one of them being Fallout 3 Remaster, and it's likely that the other one is the Fallout New Vegas remake. Another huge leak that we got from another reliable insider was from VGC's Jordan Midler on SkillUp's Friends Per Second podcast, where he says there are multiple Fallout projects in development right now, including, as far as I'm aware, the one you're all waiting for. This could also be in reference to the Fallout 3 remaster or something New Vegas related. We also know that Obsidian is very busy at the moment, as they've just released the...
It's honestly badass that they're like releasing this stuff right now. It's badass news.
Not necessarily in Outer Worlds 3. Former head of Obsidian actually leaked this information on Twitter, where he said apparently aside from DLC plans for Outer Worlds 2, it seems like Obsidian is making no plans for Outer Worlds 3, but they are doing Avowed 2.
Thank God they can drop Outer Worlds. Please drop Avowed.
Here stated that it's while considering Avowed isn't very
more
good,
Fallout is what we fucking want.
Wonder, Chris Avalon, do you think
Elder Scrolls 6.
Or are they just
what the fuck we
Avowed?
want Avowed?
Seems like their tune drastically changed the last few years on a new Fallout.
If you don't know, Fallout New Vegas news and like I think Fallout 3 Remaster. I've been calling this for a minute now, but Fallout 3 Remaster is Oblivion 4 remake, basically. Same thing, and then you got the same kind of freaking remake gonna be happening for New Vegas as well. But this is a video kind of explaining the idea of it. This is Balboa Insight.
Chris Avalon responded by saying, based on a recent article, I don't think they had a choice on changing their tune. The idea that a number of staff wouldn't want to work on a Fallout is an unusual claim, unless again you have no choice. And this is from a reliable source from Chris Avalon himself, the ex-head of Obsidian. So he knows exactly what type of games the staff want to work on. And yes, they do want to work on their new IP, but to say that they don't want to work on a Fallout game seems to be very weird, according to Chris Avalon. Chris Avalon also stated in the past that he did go and talk to Bethesda Game Studios about greenlighting a spin-off Elder Scrolls project which they shut down. Now there is some exciting news that we got at the beginning of this year that John Gonzalez, one of the lead writers for Fallout New Vegas, actually rejoined Obsidian in January 2025 as a creative director for the company. Now it's not necessarily the fact that he's going to be working on a New Vegas game or a different Fallout game with Obsidian. It is very exciting that we've got that caliber of writer back at Obsidian. Who knows, maybe one of their secret projects is
Thanks for the follow, Dom.com. Much appreciated. And what's going on, Tanya Kai? How you doing?
That they are working on more new IPs. We've already got Grounded, Pentiment, Outer Worlds, and Avowed. And with Avowed 2 coming, there is still space for a Fallout game. Another big detail is that Fallout creator Tim Kaine has been working with Obsidian since 2024 as a consultant and actually consulted on the recent Outer Worlds 2, and his consulting work is seemingly ongoing for the company. Pair that with John Gonzalez,
I kind of take it back. I did like Outer Worlds 1. I heard Outer Worlds 2 is pretty good.
With Obsidian for their new project, I hope one of them is a Fallout New Vegas 2 or a sequel to New Vegas. Also in 2025, the unfortunate cancellation of Project Blackbird by ZeniMax Online was cancelled in order to free up resources for more Fallout games. This is the developer behind the Elder Scrolls Online, which is a very successful game. That game is still ongoing. There are going to be more expansions over the next couple of years, and it seems like that game is just an incredibly successful MMORPG for Xbox and ZeniMax. But it seems that Xbox Game Studios is now using those resources, which is money and time and employees, mainly to put into other Fallout projects. And I don't necessarily they're thinking about Fallout 76 here, but rather Fallout 5, which has been greenlit by Todd Howard and is going to be the next major game after the Elder Scrolls 6. But it seems whenever Fallout is mentioned, they're talking about more than one project. As we know, Fallout 76, Fallout 5, and Fallout 3 Remaster are definitely coming, and it now seems that Fallout New Vegas Remaster is also definitely coming. There may be more Fallout games also in production. Xbox really do want to flesh out the Fallout franchise, as they've just recently released a Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, since they haven't had a new Fallout game in a very long time, and they do need something to sell. As fans' interest in Fallout increases with the Fallout TV series, which is incredibly successful. Another very murky leak on Reddit was this: Obsidian is making a New Vegas type game. This was only 5 months ago. Leak claims that I met an Obsidian employee at a family gathering and told them how much I love New Vegas, and they told me that they are working on a gritty apocalypse game for 2026. So unless they are making their own Fallout style game, this basically confirms they're working on a new Fallout to release after or around the second season of Fallout. Don't really have much more to say about this small tidbits of the settings. They may only point out one thing in my opinion. But yes, if this leak is true, then it could be pointing to another Fallout game. But since Obsidian seems to be working more on their original IPs, this could be another new IP that takes heavy inspiration from Fallout, as it's being described as a post-apocalyptic gritty project. But if you think about it from a business standpoint, if they are going to make a gritty apocalypse game, why wouldn't you name it Fallout? Even if it's tonally different from other Fallout games, it could still be branded as a Fallout game. That would just be very beneficial to the studio all around. If you name it Fallout New Vegas 2 or market it as a sequel to New Vegas, then that would drill up player interest much more than a new IP would. And you'd also have a brand new Fallout game ready for 2026, as we likely will hype up Fallout Season 3. That would be the game to mull us over till the next season of Fallout and towards Fallout 5. I also want to point out this article from 4 years ago from VGC.com back in 2022, which states that Fallout New Vegas 2 is reportedly in very early talks at Microsoft. Journalist claimed Obsidian could work on a sequel to the classic RPG. That this claim is actually from Jeff Grubb himself, where he claims that the original developer Obsidian could create a sequel to the classic RPG now that it's under the same roof as license holder Bethesda. He says that this is very early, but people have begun to have talks and say these words in sentences, and those words are Obsidian and New Vegas 2, Grubb said. We're talking years and years away. There's at least an interest of conversations happening about making something like that actually a reality. Grubb added, a lot of people at Microsoft think that this could work, and there's a lot of interest to make it happen. Also states in this article that back in 2013, Obsidian CEO Fergus Urquhart claimed he was keen to create a sequel to New Vegas and shared some of ideas for a follow-up. He said, "Oh, we'd love to